Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
Good morning. I want to welcome you back. Today, here's what we're talking about. What's needed to change your life? I think that's, sometimes I come with these titles and I'm like, I do them on the fly. But at any rate, changing your life and changing my life. So we're just gonna get right into this because I think that there's something to glean. I literally, like a minute before I turned on the record button, I got an email from from Brittany, and it said something that it didn't shake me, but I don't know. I felt something over it. So, all right. So changing your life, and what is that all about? So I just heard a story about a guy. This guy's name is Cliff Young. Cliff Young's an Australian farmer, and he's an Australian farmer, and he went to run in one of these ultra races. Have you ever, heard of like ultra marathons? A lot of times the ultra marathon is typically like 100 miles or more. This one was, I think it was from let's say from one place in Australia to another place. It was like 650 miles. And so he came to run in this race. He's a farmer now. He comes to run in this race. And as he comes to run in this race, he's literally dressed like a farmer. He has on his overalls. He has on farmer boots. He has on a hat. And the people looking at him like he's crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? You can't, have you even run a marathon? He's like, no. And they said, why do you think you can run this race? Remember, this is a 650-mile race. Put that into your head. And he's got on boots, he's got on overalls, and he has on a cap, right? Doesn't look like a runner. And he's there, and they're saying, what are you going to do? He says, well, look, this is why I believe, keyword here, believe, this is why I believe I can do it. He says, well, there's times when I've got about 2,000 sheep, and there's times when me and my dog, we have to go out and we have to rustle up the sheep, get them back in, and it could take us 3-4 days to do this, and we had to do this all day, all night. He had to do this all day, all night in order to get these sheep back in without sleep. And he says, well, that's why I can do it. And some people asked him in a race, and he gets in this race. They figured he'd drop out after the first day. And like all races, like if I had some B-roll here, then we would just show people starting a race where you would see people running fast. And Cliff, this guy's just trotting. I wish I had a B-roll to just show you somebody trotting along. They call it a shuffle. It's like the Cliff Shuffle. And Mr. Cliff is running, he's shuffling, and first day ends, everybody goes to sleep, but Cliff continues to run. Would you know that Cliff ran this race? He finished this race. He ran 5.5 days straight. That's what he did. 5.5 days straight without stopping. And on top of that, he beat the record by 9 hours. What's the moral of this story? Cliff was ignorant. Guys, changing our life a lot of times requires some ignorance, almost a not knowing. A not knowing about something is almost like the best way to change your life, because what happens is it's because of the information that we've collected over the years. It's because of the beliefs that we already have that's literally blocking us from what we desire the most. Wait a second. This guy trotted for 5.5 days and beat everybody in the race. He never read a book. He never read a book on running. He never had a coach on running, on how to breathe and how to do it just right, and what shoes to wear and what clothes to wear. He had none of this. He was ignorant. But he was so ignorant to believe that this is nothing. This is what I can do. Guys, if we're going to change our life, the beliefs that we have typically are what's actually stopping us. And as I was driving home from the gym, just pondering this story, because I heard the story this morning. I'm pondering the story, and I'm pondering and pondering and pondering and pondering and thinking and thinking and thinking. I want you to think about this. What do I need to forget? What do I need to forget? Like literally, there's things that's attached in my mind, in my brain, in my being. That's got me literally not getting what I want out of life. I don't know about you, but it's got me not getting what I want out of life. What do you want out of life? So let's use this story now. What's needed to change our life? What is needed? The B word. The B word is belief, right? And one of my mentors, Dr. Myron Golden, he said this: belief is a two-sided coin. Belief is a two-sided coin. What does that mean? Belief, there's two sides of belief. There's the belief that we doubt. There's the belief that we actually have faith. So if belief is a two-sided coin, then we got to ask ourselves, well, where do I tend to spend most of my time? Do I spend most of my time on the doubting side, or do I spend most of my time on the faith side? And then here's the thing: there's no sense even me asking the question. I can go to my results first, because my results are going to first tell me, oh, that's what you believe. If I'm making 100 grand a year, I believe I can make 100 grand a year. If I'm making 300 grand a year, I believe I can make 300 a year. If I'm making $1 million, that's what you believe. So come on now. If I got my 6-pack abs, it's my belief that's blocking me from it. It's not even the diet at this point. It's not the diet. It's not the exercise. It's not the, oh yeah, I'm going to do Zen, and I'm going to sit around and I'm going to get my mind. No. It's our belief that's blocking us. Because once I like, and I'm working on my abs. It's funny, like about a week ago, I told Jenny and Jacob that I was gonna have, in 30 days, I'm gonna have these 6-pack abs. I mean, I'm not so far away, but still, I got a belief I have to bust open in order to get the last part of my abs to show out, to show up and show out, right? To show out, really, because that's, I got this. I know, don't judge me, right? Because I know I'm slim and fit and all that stuff, but I got this one section right at the bottom of my waistline. I have a belief that I must break and bust. See, life change, and I was thinking about my own life, and I'm thinking about, last night I sat down. I actually avoided. I don't think I watched any basketball last night. I know Jenny had it on, but when I went into the bedroom, I actually went to sleep. I didn't watch any basketball last night. I was trying to just unplug from it because I felt like it was trying to take away some stuff. But I took some time last night. Have you reflected on things that you do, things that you've done, even really the good things that you've done? And so last night I reflected on some of the good things that I do and have done, which was a lot of the podcasts. Like I was going back, listen to podcasts, because I'm like, hey man, what am I actually saying in these podcasts? Like, am I saying things that could change my life? Seriously, am I saying things that could change my own life? See, now the tree can't change its own life, but I'm a human being and I'm saying words, so I could possibly use my own words to change my own life. So I said, you know what? Let me get in here and glean from all this stuff that the Holy Spirit has been giving me for the past 6 years. Jenny says, using that machine. Yes, I'm supposed to use. Jenny bought this machine thing. It's not even a machine. I don't know what this contraption is. It's poorly made, but she bought it and she got me to co-sign on it. It might have been a couple of years now. Wow, time flies, hon. A couple of years now, this thing that's been sitting in our room. She says, oh, honey, this is going to be the thing. This is going to do it. Honey, did it do it? It didn't do it because Because what happened was she found a lot of problems with it, which there are some problems with it, which here's the thing. I said I was going to use the machine, which I didn't use it last night. I was tired, and I only use it at night. But anyway, let me close this out and kind of get you guys wrapped up here. What's needed to change? It's the belief. It's literally looking at, well, what are my results in the area, and what are the beliefs that I already have attached to that? Because the beliefs that I have attached to that is what's causing the beliefs. Or if it's something I don't want, then it's literally that. Well, if I like the 6-pack abs, then I'm going to really have to get like a Nazi. If I'm going to build a business that really changes people's lives, right? Then I've got to literally change people's lives by having something that could change their life. Like, and I'm being honest here, right? Having something that changed their life, where they know that their life changed, where they know that they says, you know what, because of this thing that I got, it's not because of Jay. See, at the end of the day, a lot of times we try and attach ourselves, especially as business owners. We want to be so good and we want to have it all, but it's not because of you. It's because of how we released ourselves into the marketplace, or released something into the marketplace that people then, come on, toilet paper changed lives. Toilet paper changed lives. So, but I'm not sitting around thinking about the person who made toilet paper. So we got to have a like I'm having a toilet paper moment here. We got to have a toilet paper moment when we detach ourselves from what it is that we're doing and realize that, hey, it doesn't matter. People don't care who you are. They only care who they are. And if this helps me, that's all I care about. The food helps me. That's all I care about. Buying things that I would like in my life. That's all I care about. Yes, that's what we all do. When we go to the supermarket, I only care about the food I'm going to buy, the food that I'm going to eat. As long as they have it on the shelf. And when they don't have it on the shelf, I'm just going to find it someplace else. I'm just going to go somewhere else. Oh, I don't like that restaurant. I'm not going there. All right. Moral of today. What's needed to change? All right. I wrote something down that I want to read. And let's look at what I wrote down, because I think it may be. So I did write down this. Ignorance is better than intellectual knowledge. And how did I come to that? Let's think about what intellectual and how we become so intellectual. The societal mechanism, the thing called the indoctrination camps. I love what Dr. Myron Golden says. He says it's the, child prisons. Schools are child prisons, right? And they focus on this intellectual knowledge, but they don't actually allow the ignorance of the children to just run free. When I say ignorance, it's the ability to create, the ability to become anything that they think. They don't tap into that. And so we have to become ignorant, just like Cliff Young, who ran 650 miles with boots on, with overalls on, with a hat on, never took running lessons, never running a marathon, but because of his ignorance, he did it. Sometimes the belief that you think is true is what's keeping you and I stuck. That's it, right? It's this belief. It's this belief, right? So we have to change. We have to literally say, you know what? And I wrote this down in my notebook. I keep a notebook handy at all times to write things down so I don't forget. I wrote something down in my notebook. And one of the first words I wrote in the note, where is it at? I'm sorry. Where did I write it? I know forget is it. Yes, forget. Like forget everything. Forget everything. Think about how fast kids learn. Babies. From the time they come out, all the things that they learn without being taught. I'm going to leave you right here. All the things that babies, infants learn without being taught. I want you to think about this, because that's what's needed to change our lives. Baby knowledge, which babies don't have any knowledge. They just accept They just accept whatever it is as truth. So then we ask ourselves, as we close right now, what is the truth? Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the Healthy Accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.